What's up, peeps? Welcome to the New 50 Noob, episode 10, or issue 10 should I say. We've made it 10 issues in, I'm still doing this. If this is the first time that you're seeing this, basically I'm a noob in the world of comic books. I'm a very new reader and I like to talk about comics. Today we're going to talk about the incredible miniseries which is Batman White Knight. With the sequel coming out soon, Curse of the White Knight, I thought I'd finally get around to reading this. I've actually had them sitting around for a long time. I just finally read it at the start of the week and we're going to talk about this today. But before I do this, just want you guys to check out my new t-shirt, $10 at Kmart, yeah! So, Batman White Knight is actually a story about what if the Joker was good. The story actually opens with the Joker visiting Batman in Arkham Asylum, or jail I believe, and then instantly flashes back to a year before where Batman is basically chasing the Joker through the city, over rooftops and things like that. And when he finally catches the Joker, he basically beats the crap out of him and forces these pills down the Joker's throat. Now at the time no one actually knows what these pills do, but these pills actually cure the Joker from his psychoness. Like, no one knew that was going to happen. Basically Joker becomes good, and while he's good he prefers to call himself Jack Napier. Now at first I wasn't sure if that name was a thing, and then I obviously did find out that Jack Napier is the name of the Jack Nicholson portrayal of the Joker from the Batman '89 movie. So basically Joker doesn't want to be called Joker anymore while he's being cured. He prefers to be called Jack Napier. Now this is an Elseworld story. For those, if you're a noob like me and you don't know what an Elseworld story is, an Elseworld story is basically a story that's basically set in its own universe essentially. It's not part of the whole Batman lore and Batman continuity. And the story is really about Joker's love for Gotham City and his jealousy for Batman essentially. Now there's a lot of talk about how the Joker doesn't really have an origin story. He's got so many and no one really knows what the true origin story is, which is what's sort of great about the character, adds mystery to him. The origin story that I'm most familiar with is that one of The Killing Joke, from The Killing Joke, where he's basically a failed comedian. To me that kind of seems like it makes the most sense. And that's basically what he is in this story. He basically says that Gotham was so gloom and doom that when he came, he decided, why don't I bring laughter to the city of Gotham? But of course that didn't work out because he was just a crap comedian. So instead, he decides, alright, how about instead I bring terror to the city of Gotham? And obviously he becomes the Joker, the most psychopathic criminal ever. Now of course Gotham City loves Batman, so Joker admits that he's always basically envied that. He always wanted to be close to Batman. He really admired Batman. But the Joker realizes something about Batman, and that he thinks that Batman's ways are corrupt. He's basically a vigilante that doesn't play by the law really. He plays by his own rules and doesn't really take into consideration the after effects and how he affects the people of Gotham while he's basically trying to fight these criminals. A perfect example is when he's chasing the Joker through the city, driving his Batmobile over rooftops and things. He doesn't care what's happening to those buildings. He doesn't care if people are inside them. Basically innocent civilians are being hurt while he's pursuing to stop these supervillains. Joker actually finds out that the city of Gotham have what's called a Batman Devastation Fund, which they're trying to hide from obviously the people because it costs $3 billion a year for the Batman Devastation Fund, which is basically covering all the costs and damages that Batman causes to the city. So Joker, once he becomes good, basically tries to create a team called the GTO, the Gotham Terror Oppression, which is basically where the Gotham City Police weed out all their corrupt policemen and basically team up with the superheroes as opposed to work aside them. So Nightwing and Batgirl are in this story, and they really he wants to basically create them to be one team and wants Batman to be a part of them. And that's really the gist of most of this story. Like, I don't want to give away too much of it that makes you not want to read it. I think it's a really great story. It's very unique, and I think everyone should read it. But I will talk about a few things that I did really enjoy about the story. First thing is there is 2 Harley Quinns in this story, and I love that idea. Basically, one loves the Joker and one loves Jack Napier. We have the traditional Harley Quinn, Harleen Quinzel, who is in love with Jack Napier. She loves the Joker for who he really is, essentially. The other Joker, the crazy one, loves the Joker. She loves the abuse, she loves all that sort of craziness. She loves basically being mistreated. Now, at first I thought they were twins or something like that, but it actually turns out that the second Harley is a separate character altogether called Marianne Drew, who basically is a girl that looked very much like Harleen, and Joker basically was confused himself. He couldn't actually tell the difference, so she basically just started playing the role of Harley Quinn. She was basically just a weird banker who basically cut herself. She was a cutter, and Joker came into her life and basically mistaken her for Harley Quinn, and she was just like, yeah, cool, I'll be Harley Quinn, and basically he started pretending to be Harley Quinn. Now, Marianne Drews is actually a play on words, as is obviously Harley Quinn. I didn't know this, but Mary Andrew is basically another term for, I think, like a psychotic clown or something like that. So Marianne Drews, Mary Andrew. So another play on words, which is quite clever. Obviously, Harleen goes off with Jack Napier because Joker's become good. So that leads Marianne Drews, the other Harley, to go on to become the Neo Joker. I love that character design. Looks really amazing. I really like the way Sean Murphy created this character. She looks really great. Now, as I mentioned, this is an Elseworld story, so basically it's its own sort of universe. One of the things they did very different in this, which I thought was a bit odd, but at the same time, I'm all good. It doesn't upset me at all, is they make Jason Todd the first Robin and Nightwing the second Robin. So they basically have this little story about Jason Todd and obviously how the whole Joker murdering him sort of thing. There's a little bit of a twist on it, which I think is quite good. In the moments when you actually find out what happened, which is later in the story, it is a very gasping moment. It's like, oh damn! It's quite good. I actually enjoyed that part of the story very much. It really ends up becoming a story of Batman becoming jealous of the Joker and his success, and how everyone's taken Joker's side, or Jack Napier's side all of a sudden. Everyone believes that he's changed, including Batman's beloved Nightwing, Commissioner Gordon. The one person in the story who really stays true to Batman from start to beginning is Batgirl. I mean, she also believes that Joker may have changed. However, she's the only one who really defends Batman and says, hey, think about everything that he's done for us. So throughout the whole story, that's a recurring thing. Batgirl is basically always the one who sees both sides of the story. Now, my favorite part of the story, now this is definitely a spoiler, it's not going to be way too much, I'm sorry, but people who have read it, you're going to know what I mean. I can't help but talk about it, but basically the GTO are given all Batmobiles, and this, you turn the page and there is the 1989 Batmobile. And I was like, whoa, I did not see that one coming. And then later there's a cameo by all the Batmobiles. This story doesn't really differ from many Batman stories, where it really shows that Joker and Batman need each other. Joker needs Batman to drive himself to be as insane as he can. Batman needs Joker to basically have that urge, that drive to want to be better and be the best detective. Even Harley says in the story that she struggled with Joker because she realized that Joker didn't love her. Joker loves Batman. He's obsessed with Batman and everything that Batman does. And in some ways, Batman is really obsessed with the Joker. They're a match made in heaven, let's just say that. But I knew this was a story about the Joker becoming good. At first I thought it literally was just going to be roles reversed, where Batman was a bad guy and the Joker was a good guy. But it really is a Batman story at the end of the day. It really is an original Batman story. There's only one thing I didn't like about this story, which is, it's all good, it was just this panel that didn't seem to make sense. There's a bit where Bruce Wayne is in this gown, right? And you know, he's just in his gown looking all dorky, he's got his abs out and stuff like that. And then he chases the bad guys out of the house and trips over, and then the cops rock up and they make fun of him in a gown. They're like, hey, nice gown. And all of a sudden, he's standing there with the gown with his bat suit on underneath the gown. And I'm like, that was not there a second ago. So I don't know if that was just meant to be a metaphor or something, but that little thing bugged me a little bit, but look, it's all good, I forgive it. It was such a great story. At first, literally the first couple of pages in, I was thinking to myself, I don't know if I like this art, but as the story went on, like literally a few pages later, I was like, no, I'm in love with this art. I really, and I found out that Sean Murphy actually not only wrote this story, he actually does the art for the story too, which is very amazing. I love the way a lot of his characters look. Bane has this weird Day of the Dead sort of look about him. Two-Face looks great. Really did a good job on the art. I love the way Babs looks, Batgirl. In fact, Batgirl is what made me actually fall in love with the art. At first I was like, I don't know if I like this art, but then I was like, oh, but Batgirl is just so damn cute. In fact, I'm going to show you some of the covers that I've got for this series. I've basically got the whole set in the variants, but I love the art so much. This is my issue 1. Batman on the front cover there. Amazing. Got Joker on the front on issue 2 there. Amazing. Now this one is my favorite. I paid a little bit of money for this one, but this is the 2 Harley Quinns. Look at that. Amazing. I love that cover. It's in fact one of my favorite covers. I really like this one here of Batgirl, or Barbara Gordon, Babs. I really like the Nightwing design too in this. In fact, I really want to cosplay it because I feel like it's an easy cosplay. He's just got a basically leather jacket on. It looks like he's wearing just a Nightwing t-shirt. Yeah, I really like the Nightwing design in this too. And of course the final issue, again, how can you not like this? Harley and Joker. Beautiful. So yeah, Sean Murphy seems to be a very, very talented man writing this story, doing the art as well. In fact, I looked him up to see what else he's done. It's not his first rodeo at Batman. He's done some Batman stories before. He's done some Teen Titans, some Constantine and things like that. One story I'm really keen to read that Sean Murphy did is a story called Punk Rock Jesus. I saw the book a long time ago in a comic shop. I couldn't afford it at the time. And when I went back to get it, it was gone. And I couldn't actually remember what it was called. And then I recently found out when I looked up Sean Murphy's titles that he'd done, I was like, Punk Rock Jesus, I have to get around to reading that. It looks cool, because, you know, punk rock. Anyway, that's all I've got for Batman White Knight. If you do want to read it, it is available as a trade, which is basically the entire story in one book. I do very much highly recommend it to anyone who's into this sort of stuff. It's a very unique and original Batman story. And I can't wait till the sequel comes out, Curse of the White Knight, which is, I believe, due out in July. So look forward to that one too. You probably want to smash out this one before, if you haven't read it already, before we get to the next one. But thank you for watching, all the usual stuff. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, share the video if you'd like or if you think anyone would like it. And until next time, keep it simple.